Hello and welcome back to another episode of R&R's Ask the Expert. I'm Kayla McGowan, editor-in-chief, and today we're talking about after-hour responsiveness in our industry. It's no secret that this is a 365, 24-hour a day industry, and today we're joined by Jane Blanchard, who leads brand and marketing for ServiceForge. Welcome, Jane.
Hi, Kayla. It's so nice to be here. Thank you so much for having us on today.
Yes, thank you for coming on and talking about something that is really part of our heartbeat, if you will, right? We have to answer the phone, we have to answer emails, all of the above. So, why are the first after hours phone calls often the single most defining moment in a customer's restoration experience? And how does it shape their perception of the entire job?
Oh my gosh, it totally sets the tone, I think, for any business, but especially for restoration businesses, because people are calling. It's maybe the worst day they've ever had. Or if not, they're probably having a pretty bad day and they're trying to get someone on the phone to come out and help them ASAP. So if you're not answering that call, or if the call doesn't feel human and trustworthy, that customer is going to go to someone else, they're going to hang up, or they're going to, go along with the job, but they're going to leave a pretty bad review because they didn't have a great first impression. It really doesn't set you up for success that if you don't really nail that first phone call.
Yeah, and I would definitely say in our defense, we're customers too. So if we felt that way off of any type of experience, our customers are no different, especially when it's in a time of need or crisis. That first impression is everything. So, with that goes processes and procedures. So, what systems or processes separate companies that consistently answer after hours calls from those who miss them? And how does that difference show up in their reviews and reputation?
Definitely. So I think in restoration, like having a 24/7 answering service, especially real people on the line, is a must. And this is even more important if you are 24 hours or if you are doing emergency services. You cannot have those calls going to voicemail or not getting picked up or going to an AI bot. So that's super important. Answer the call. And the second really important thing is having really good scheduling and booking processes in. Um, I think, we're in 2026. People are really used to getting confirmation reminders, emails to confirm that things have been booked in. And without that, customers kind of lose that trust. Even if they have spoken to someone and someone has said, yep, you're booked in for Tuesday at 9 o'clock. If you don't get that confirmation reminder, just because we're so used to it now with everything,
Mhm.
customers are left thinking, well, are they actually coming at 9 o'clock? Do I need to call them back? Is someone going to call me? So making sure that those are really rock solid. And there are so many tools that do this now. At ServiceForge, we have our own booking platform that does that too. But text reminders, email reminders, just making sure that you're putting your customers at ease, that you're going to be there and that you're going to help them.
Yeah, I was definitely going to say there's no excuse as to why we can't do that. And going back to if you missed the call, chances are they found somebody else by the time you call them back. So that's also, the processes and procedures, just answering the phone makes a huge difference. But when you do land that job, the regular updates are so crucial. And, I feel like people really appreciate the text message these days because I don't feel like people are as attached to email as they used to be years and years ago before texting was really a thing, if you will. And so just giving them regular updates provides them that peace of mind. So they're not stressing out about, gosh, we have this situation on in our home. Are we going to be ready? Are they coming? Are they late? All of those unanswered questions need to be answered in a timely manner without them asking them. So I know you are in this world 100%. So can you share a real world example where immediate after hour responsiveness turned a very stressful situation into a five-star review, or how a missed call maybe damaged trust and credibility?
Definitely. I mean, we hear it from our clients all the time. On one side, people who are getting their phones answered and are really covering that and doing a really good job in that. Just how many more reviews they're getting, how that really helps boost their Google business profile as well. Um, but often a lot of people are coming to us to solve a challenge, and that challenge is people are calling, it's too much, I can't keep up with it. It's resulting in negative reviews, it's reflecting poorly on the business. So these are challenges that we're really solving every day. And I actually pulled a quote from one of our clients, Neptune Mold Solutions, who are in the restoration space. And they said, our clients are happy and treated with calm and kindness they deserve at such a stressful time for them. And I think that quote speaks to the importance of just answering and being there and being human and being treated with kindness, respect, dignity, no matter what the situation is. You really can't beat that.
Yeah, and I would definitely say too, there's nothing like getting somebody on the phone immediately and then them showing up in a timely manner and just treated with love and compassion and even empathy, right? I think that's another thing that's really big in this space because it's can be a really stressful time. I've faced my own loss. Thankfully, it wasn't anything catastrophic, but it was still stressful. We had to make sure that we could have people come in and out of our home at certain times, and they were really good. They text and they called and everything, and that made the process so much easier. And I think to your point, the communication is really priceless in this entire process from start to finish, right? There is also a debrief part of what you do when you tell people, hey, we're done. This is, what to expect, and here's where you go now. So the communication through the whole process is really so important. And you guys start with that first call, which if you don't answer, you're already off to a bad start. So just answer the phone. So how does
As you were saying with the communication, like it also keeps your brand top of mind. I think this is like my brand marketing mind when I think of it. If you're getting a text from Jane at Jane's Restoration, that's going to stick with you when the job's done and they ask you to leave a review. You're going to remember Jane from Jane's Restoration. You're not going to remember some faceless like AI bot or worse, someone who didn't answer at all.
Yeah, or doesn't show up in a timely manner, is not put together, right? So there's all those variables, but again, the communication, right? You're going to remember that. It's that first impression that really sticks with you. I like to kind of compare us to fast food sometimes, right? Like Chick-fil-A. Everybody knows Chick-fil-A, right? Like in that, it's a first impression. That's why people keep going back, right? They're treated with, it's more than just grabbing food, right? You're having a conversation, they're very polite and things like that. So we serve the same purpose. And while we really hope that nobody else has another disaster and has to come back to us, in the event that they did, they would come back to us, right? Because their experience was top of line. So how does after hours responsiveness how does after hours responsiveness impact relationships with adjusters, property managers, and commercial clients who rely on quick communication during a time of need?
Definitely. So, every customer matters. It doesn't matter if they're residential or commercial. But there is something that's almost extra serious, especially from a revenue point of view with those commercial customers. Like if you don't answer once, okay, fine, maybe it was a one-off, but if you don't answer the second time when someone needs you, you're off the list. You're off the supplier list. They're going to find someone else to fill that gap. And often these are really high value contracts. I mean, some restoration businesses that work with property managers and commercial clients, they might only have one or two clients, and that fills up their whole year with work. So if you lose one of those due to bad service, like that's your business. And that's also your reputation because we all know the property space. Everyone knows everyone, everyone's talking to everyone. It's so referral based. So yeah, it's huge. It's huge on revenue. And yeah, you don't want to be messing with those commercial calls coming in.
Well, and I would definitely say to your point, I mean, any day that their operations have to stop, it could be millions of dollars, right? So it's not just there is a huge difference on several fronts, but the loss of revenue on the commercial side can be very catastrophic. And so they can't afford to play the phone tag game. And to your point, if they call once and you don't answer, hey, maybe they were like really swamped or something. But the second time, it's like, well, we need something done now because now we're losing money. And so we have to remember that they're a business at the end of the day, right?
Totally. You might have a football stadium like with tens of thousands of people like coming to a game, and if they don't get the people on the phone that they need to fix something, that's huge, huge money out the door.
Right. And to your point, in the commercial space, everybody knows everybody. It's referral based. So the last thing you want to do is mess something up like that because then now it's your reputation, right? So in an industry where online reviews directly affect local search, visibility, and emergency bookings, what should owners prioritize to ensure they never lose business because of the no response complaint?
Definitely. What's crazy now, it sometimes feels a little like Big Brother, but Google knows if you have a Google business profile, if you run ads, Google knows if you're responsive or not. So they know if you're answering, they know if you're answering chats, if you're answering calls, and if you are consistently not answering, you are going to go down, down, down in visibility and in rank. So from like a marketing spend cost, that's a huge piece of it. In terms of what people should really prioritize, definitely having a Google business profile set up, making sure that reviews are connected, making sure that you're asking for reviews, photos of your work, photos of your team, photos of your van, making it human. A really simple one that actually a lot of people forget is making sure that your contact information is there and up to date. Like the amount of Google business profiles that we audit, that we answer for and say, hey, that's the wrong phone number. Or, that's not actually the phone number that's for after hours. Or if you have multiple locations, that's the head office. That's not
Yeah,
the
that's not your
Dallas
local.
office.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even realize because they've maybe set these profiles up 5, 10 years ago, or someone else did it for them. So regularly checking in on them. These are free things that can help boost visibility. And yeah, reviews. I can't stress reviews enough. And and just that responsiveness as well.
And I will definitely say too, another thing to your point is just really making sure that your Google profile is set up there. It's actually really interesting to see how many people don't have their stuff set up all the way to your point. And I also think that most people think that only reviews can come from the customers that they actually complete the job, but that's not true. You can actually get reviews from people that you've had interactions with, who you partner with, people who didn't even sign you for the job, because it's about that first impression. It's about the care that you had. And so really all of that to say, if you have a really great experience with somebody that is a great representation of your business and your care, always offer or extend that, like, hey, would you like to leave us a Google review? And the worst thing they can say is no, right? Like, okay, if they say no, oh well, but at least you tried. So I think I really wanted to close with that because I think all of those questions before really lead to the success of your Google business profile and even Facebook and Yelp and all of those things, right? You can get reviews on several different platforms. Well, Jane, that's all I have for you today. Do you have any closing words before we sign off?
No, that's everything. And I love that we ended on that Google business profile piece. It's so important for visibility and to really live in the modern age of search. So yeah, happy growing to all the restoration businesses out there.
Yes, thank you so much for joining and sharing that little tidbit there at the end. We really appreciate you coming on and sharing your expertise and just sharing really the importance of that first call and answering that first call. And for all of you watching, we will see you on the next episode of Ask the Expert. Take care.